In this video, we'll talk about the data structure in Targetprocess. We'll cover the following topics: what work items exist in Targetprocess and how they connect to each other, how you can organize people and let them work on different things across one or several projects, how you can plan work and allocate people to work items, and what entities exist in Targetprocess for managing test activities. There are three types of entities in Targetprocess: work, people, and plans. Let's take a closer look at each type. Work items. A project is the main container for work. When you get started in Targetprocess, one of the first things you'll do is add a project to the system. Work items in Targetprocess should be created in one of the projects you already have. Work cannot exist without a project. If you'd like to track some work, which is not related to any project, just create a project with the name No Project and put these items into it. The lowest independent entity in Targetprocess is a user story. It represents a work unit which can be created, planned, and tracked independently from other work in a project. So a project with user stories inside it is the simplest data structure you can start with. It will work for you if you don't need more levels in the work hierarchy. If required, user stories can be further broken down into tasks, smaller items which can exist without a user story and belong to the same team and project as the parent user story does. Projects can represent the real projects or products you are working on and can be organized into programs. You may want to use programs if you need to create groups of projects according to some specific criteria, perhaps for a customer or a product line. A project can only belong to one program at a time. User stories can be part of a feature, larger part of functionality that can be used as a container for several user stories or simply as a bigger user story. It can also be used as a portfolio item and used to create a feature portfolio roadmap. Features can also be part of an epic. Epics are even bigger than features and are usually used to map a product component or as a portfolio item for planning on a high level. A bug can exist as an independent entity or it can be related to a user story or a feature. Impediments are used to reflect any kind of blockers which might prevent you from doing your work. It could be a broken computer or something more intangible like a dependency on another task. There are also requests, which can be used to represent incoming requests, requirements, or ideas from external users. They allow you to communicate with individuals who don't have access to Targetprocess. The email integration plugin and service desk portal allow you to see all incoming queries as requests in Targetprocess. This works very well for organizing communication with your clients, marketing, and other business units in your company. Every person in your company can be represented as a user in Targetprocess. People can be organized into teams. Teams can be cross-functional, or you organize them around some specific area or component. People can be allocated to a project using the project allocation entity. This entity defines when and for how long a person is allocated to a project. Many teams can be allocated to one project, and one team can be allocated to many projects. Check out our other tutorial videos for more details on this topic. Planning items in Targetprocess are represented by releases, iterations, team iterations, builds, and milestones. Iterations and team iterations are used to plan work and track progress on a team level. You can plan only user stories or bugs with these planning items. Iterations can be used to plan the progress of a team on a project. A project iteration must always be planned inside a project release and can only contain work from this release. A team iteration is connected to a team. It doesn't require a release and may contain work from several different projects. If you're using teams in Targetprocess, you'll almost always want to use team iterations. Check out our other tutorial videos for more details. A release can be used to plan delivery inside one project or across several projects. It represents a scope of work which needs to be done during a specific period of time. Features, user stories, and bugs can be planned into a release. A build is used to organize software development work into builds. A build is not a container of work. Therefore, you should use relations mechanisms in Targetprocess to specify which user stories and bug fixes belong to this or another build. Milestones in Targetprocess are used to represent important events, such as an important demo to a customer. It can relate to one or several projects and can be displayed on a timeline view. There is an additional structure of items that belongs to the test management area in Targetprocess. For every work and planning entity, you can create a related test plan, which contains a set of lower-level test plans and individual test cases. This way, you can create a set of test cases to a user story, a feature, or any other work item. A test plan can be executed multiple times. Every time you'd like to run it, you need to create a related test plan run, which will have a set of test case runs and test plan runs accordingly. Bugs can be linked to a test case run and to an appropriate test plan run, and then to a related entity if it exists. Please notice that test plans can also exist with no relation to a work or planning entity. All the items mentioned in this video can be added using the green Add button in Targetprocess. They can also be selected as a card, as lanes on a view, or as data to be shown in custom reports. Some work and planning items can be renamed in the Terms section if you prefer to use different names for entities. You can create a different set of names for your entities in each process. And that's the domain model in Targetprocess. For more information, feel free to check our other tutorial videos and articles in the guide. Have a great day, everyone.